looking forward to a big fight coming up soon. Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao.
This guy.
You got it.
This guy, Mr. Pacquiao.
Yep.
The iconic fighter that's still fighting.
I think he's like 65 now, right?
Hey, what is he, 40, right? 40 or 41?
He's 40 years old.
Well, he was riding a horse that I bet on when he first came up. He was. I know that. He was, and the jockey weight at that time, the allowance was 105.
Yeah.
Listen, he's tremendous. Tremendous athletic, one of the most athletic fighters you're ever going to see as far as pure athletic ability. Just you do not see that combination in too many athletes of pure speed and power, that combination. That there's a good chance that Pacquiao's people took Thurman, as I was saying, because of how bad he looked. How bad he looked against Josito. There you go.
Sorry,
how bad he looked against Josito Lopez. And so they're going to jump on that. They saw him look bad, Thurman. I don't think they would have took him a few years ago, the way he looked. And now they take him. It could be a mistake. Obviously because of the age that Pacquiao's had, and because when you're coming off a 2-year gap, a 2-year, excursion from the sport like Thurman was, it's not inexcusable. It's not unwarranted. It's not unheard of to look bad. Mm-hmm. You can look bad. Your timing's off. Maybe there was another reason why he looked bad. Maybe because Thurman wasn't mentally there. So it was physically, was mentally, maybe made too much money. Maybe he doesn't want to fight it anymore. Really, really committed to, the urgency's not there anymore. All those things. But it's not unheard of that a guy comes off of a layoff and looks bad, and then one fight can make him better. Mm-hmm. See, that's where the danger is for me. That's what this fight's about. One fight might have been all he needed. Maybe he needs another tune-up. Mm-hmm. He's not getting it. Mm-hmm. But maybe Thurman needed another one. But maybe the one was what the doctor ordered. Maybe that's enough. I've seen it before. That's enough to get him back to where he's got to get. We could see clearly that Thurman didn't look good. It's a matter of what he looks like now. But the excuse is the 2 years off. A lot of people, bookmakers included, Las Vegas included, are really on the other side of the spectrum. What do I mean by that? They're looking at Pacquiao's last performance against Broner as that he found the fountain of youth. They're looking at it.
Broner hasn't beaten anyone in
But they're
years.
looking at it. They're looking at that fight. Here's the interesting contrast and parallel. You're looking at the Thurman fight saying he didn't look good. Gee, I could see Pacquiao's people saying, yeah, let's grab him. He didn't look good, but there's a reason for it. And then you look at the Pacquiao performance against Broner, and people saying he found the fountain of youth. He revived himself. He looked good. He dominated that fight. But I'm going to name Broner what I think he deserves. I'm not here to knock Broner, but I'm going to call him the Mirage, because he's got the talent and ability, and he has his whole career, but he's a mirage, because as soon as the heat gets to a certain point, he evaporates.
That's exactly right.
And he's not there no more. And you know what you find? Instead of finding a beautiful place with water and all these plentiful things, you find sand. So it can be misleading that way, which I find very interesting, that the people that are making Pacquiao suddenly the favorite, and it's incredible. He went from the underdog, which you would expect him to be against a younger champion. He's 40 years old, and he's not big enough. But now he's the favorite in Vegas. And I think that they're looking the same way that erroneously Pacquiao's people looked at Thurman, thinking that he's nothing anymore, that people erroneously are looking at Pacquiao in his good performance against Broner, saying he can win this fight. He's back. He's still at a certain level. He's not. He's still 40, whatever he is, 40 years old. And even though he won that fight handily, dominated that fight against a younger, talented guy, it was I saw things that were wrong. I saw him reaching. I saw him not as fast. I saw his body tone didn't look right. It wasn't the same body tone, the muscle tone. It wasn't the same. It was an older muscle tone. I saw him groping to get in instead of flashing to get in like the Flash. Bang! Right in. I saw him taking too long to get in. What I didn't see was the other guy trying to win. I didn't see the other guy timing him on the way in. I saw the other guy putting more effort into surviving.
That's right.
And into just, defending, not looking to take advantage of those things. Let's get to my prediction of fight.
Yep. Let me say, I want to know who do you like and what's the method of victory, over, under, round, etc. As specific as you can get. Quick pause before we get Teddy's prediction on the fight to give a special shout out to our newest sponsor, mybookie.ag. Check these guys out to get a 50% credit on your first play. Use the promo code ATLAS, and they'll give you a 50% credit.
Yes, for everything. With everything we like to lay it out there, with everything laid out there, I'm going to go with what I know, what I feel comfortable with, what I feel I can count on. The other stuff is what if. And there's still going to be ifs in there, but I'm going to go with the least amount of what ifs as possible. I'm going with the younger guy. I'm going with a guy who I think is too young, too big, too athletic, too physical for Manny Pacquiao at this point in his career. Now, look, I will qualify that. I won't sit in the fence because you can't do that. You got to pick one guy or the other. But I will qualify it by saying this. Sometimes there's special guys out there that can do things that even your right way of thinking does not satisfy the equation, because there's a special guy out there sometimes that can break the rules, even the rules of time, even the rules of physics. And Manny might be one of those special guys, maybe. And the combination of what I already laid out there with Thurman, needed maybe one more fight to get himself back after that 2-year layoff. But I have to make a choice. I'm going to make the choice again with the bigger, stronger, more athletic guy. And do I have concerns that, as I laid out before, that Thurman's that race car driver that's made a lot of money and he doesn't want to drive the car as fast anymore? He's worried. He's cautious now. Yeah. I'm concerned about that. But at the end of the day, you got to make a pick. And I will go and make that pick, being Thurman. I think that if Thurman can be the guy that I don't think he ever truly was. I always think his temperament, he could have been that guy where they attach it to that moniker, that nickname, one time, one punch, that they wanted him to be Tyson. Yeah. They wanted him to be Tyson, but he wasn't, because his temperament wasn't Tyson. His temperament was to be thoughtful, to be smart, to understand his mortality, to think in there. He wasn't just a seek and destroy missile. He was never that. But he has the athletic, physical abilities to be that. Mm. If he could be that, if he could go out early to be that, I think there's a chance he could stop Pacquiao. I do. Mm. But at the end of the day, I'm going to pick him, and I'm going to say that the analogy for Pacquiao, I made it for Thurman at this point in his career. It's the same one I used to use on ESPN. When he was a young guy, he was that kid that somebody gave him the keys to that Porsche. And you know what? Kids shouldn't have a Porsche because they run red lights, because they get carried away with the power. They feel it, and they jump red lights. But he had that Porsche, and his Porsche was souped up. It was a super Porsche. And he used to run, he being Pacquiao, he used to run red lights. And he run them so fast the cops didn't even see him. Cops weren't even sure what came by. And if there was something going, he got past it fast enough, and he got away with it. He had flaws, is what I'm saying. When I say running red lights, he used to jump in. He used to reach to get in. He used to come in from too far away, but he had the push. And he had that push ability, and he got away with it. He doesn't have it no more. The parents took the keys away from him. The push got old. He don't have it no more. And now when he runs those red lights, there might be an SUV coming. Bam! It's got you, huh? And it might just be coming. And that's what might happen. Because you asked me at the beginning, is this a fight plan? For me, the fight plan would be to understand that. For Thurman to understand that this is a guy, when he was young, ran all those red lights, used to jump in, but it wasn't right. He made it look right. Just like Ali made a lot of things wrong look right. Like Roy Jones, shows you how good he was, made a lot of things that were wrong look right because of their talent, their timing, their speed, their confidence. But it wasn't right. They got away with it. They made wrong right. And special ones can do that. And Pacquiao made wrong right. He would jump in. He'd come in from too far away instead of working his way and getting his feet there first. And now he's going to do that same thing. I saw it in the Broner fight. But Broner was there to survive, not really there to win. Thurman, for me, if I was his trainer, the fight plan would be ready. Act like you're going out. Get Pacquiao to be that Porsche, to run that red light, and then, bam, time him coming in. Time him. And be that SUV that's coming there when he's running that red light, and catch him and nail him. That's what I would do. And as far as Pacquiao, first of all, if they haven't corrected what they did wrong in Josito Lopez, Thurman's people, Pacquiao could catch him stepping straight back. You know, you could step with him sometimes when he goes straight back. But Pacquiao, one of Pacquiao's greatest strengths is that from a southpaw position, he'll trick you. A lot of people don't realize this. But as you said, I had to realize it training Bradley for the fight, where Pacquiao will slip his head over here. See how your eyes went with me? You just went with me. And then, boom, throw the left hand, the power punch. He
does that beautifully.
As he slips there, and you never see it, and he catches you. Thurman's people better be ready for that.
I think that Pacquiao might pull this off.
And for me, it'll be a bigger accomplishment and upset than it's going to be treated as. Because, again, the people in Vegas, the people that are supposed to be experts on this stuff that put the lines up, they've taken an 180-degree turn already. They went from Thurman being a favorite to, boom, Pacquiao's a favorite. You know? So, for me, if it happens, and you're right, and I understand your reasoning, if it does go that way, it's quite an accomplishment.
I agree. Again, if you take those last two fights out for each guy, you'd look at that fight and be like, Pacquiao has no chance. Thurman's a killer. Because I had like Spence, Crawford, maybe 1A and 1B, and just below Keith Thurman. But after the Lopez fight, I think most people have it 1A and B for Crawford and Spence, and then maybe 2 and 3, Sean Porter and Thurman as a result of that fight. But if you take that out of the equation, it's a different story. But I'm going to take Pacquiao just to have a difference of opinion. We'll see where we go with it. So you like Thurman to go in a decision, or you like him to stop Pacquiao?
I think, and again, you hate to be that guy that's sitting on the fence and trying to get your cake and eat it too, but I like him to win the fight. I'm going to, if I have to go out there with, specifics, if it's not enough, it used to be enough, Ken, if you just said who's going to win, Ken. That used to be enough,
The gamblers want to know.
But I'm getting nervous because our record's been pretty good. It's like a little pressure build now,
Your record's been good. I've been getting killed. Every bet I make, I lose.
But I'll go with Thurman stopping him. Isn't that enough? Do I really have to
that's
give you
good.
a total?
No.
With Thurman
by stoppage is good.
Because Pacquiao doesn't just get stopped. I mean, Pacquiao with his character, even at this age. But I'm going to go with Thurman stopping him.